Hi everyone. Hi everyone.
Hi
Hi
everyone.
everyone.
Hi everyone. Hi everyone. Hi everyone. Hi everyone. Hi everyone. Hi everyone.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay. So I think now you guys can actually hear me right now, and you know, here's the live stream. Everybody is joining slowly, slowly. Um, Hello, Akash. Hello, Iman. Hi, Preetam. Hi, Umang. Hi, Simran. Um, and also hi, Nivesh. And the first person was Gerrickson. So, hi, everyone. Hopefully, you're having a beautiful day right now. And this live stream was really difficult to set up, but we're finally here. And what I want you to do is put in your questions and I'll answer all of your questions and we'll do a little bit of an exercise today. All right. Um, the exercise that we're going to do, we're going to try and do is basically try to go to Adobe XD's site, see what all they really have in store, and you know, let's take a look at what Adobe XD has in store, because I want to teach you guys how to do proper wireframing in Adobe XD, because that's something I've not covered yet in any of my videos. So if I go to Adobe XD um, resources, if I just search for that, I'll be welcomed with this screen. Okay, so the latest question is from Eman. Hi, Eman. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. So, Eman, what makes you a great UXer? So, the first requirement of a UX designer is always to have great problem solving skills, right? And uh, a great a great skill to be able to empathize with users. So often we think UX design is all about what is visual, but unfortunately, it's mostly about doing research of the users, knowing what the user really wants, uh, and also being able to understand, uh, being able to listen to the user, and being able to put all that input as a design. So that I think if you're able to do problem solving and you're able to understand what the user wants, you're already on your way to becoming a good UX designer. Okay, so first of all, before I answer the next question, let's go to UI kits. Now, if you didn't know, if you want to find good UI kits for Adobe XD, they have this Adobe XD resources. If you go to their site, you'll be able to check out all the resources that they have on their front page. Um, and the one which we're going to use today is the wireframe kits. So this is something that is very crucial. If you're going to design something visually, you first want to know how it looks on the screen without all the colors, all the components, all the data. Just a very basic view of how it looks. Okay, so the next question that I'm going to take up is, will you clip this live and post it onto your channel? Yes, I will be converting this video into like an actual video on my channel so that you guys can see the whole process of my wireframing again. Don't worry about that. Okay, so next question is from Akash, designer Akash. Sir, is interaction design foundation courses, is it good to start? If you're a complete beginner, and there's no harm being a beginner, it's good to be a beginner. And if you want to be a good beginner, I think you should start off by a free course. It could be anywhere. It could be on treehouse.com. It could be on Udemy, Udacity. It could also be on interaction design. If there's a free course, then go ahead with it, because a free course will give you the ability to understand whether you want to be a UX designer, whether you want to be a UI designer, whether you want to be a full stack designer. There are some full stack designers out there as well who code as well as design. So that will give you a better perspective. Okay, so Tarun Sharma. Okay, yeah, I will answer everybody's questions, no issues. Tarun Sharma is asking, I'm not being able to drag and drop into XD. This is unfortunate. Let me see. So I have a Mac over here. I have obviously my Adobe XD opened up, and this is all my live stream data. So for example, if I want to import this, I'll just drag and drop, and it should drop generally. This is an issue which is more or less with the software and not with your software, and nobody's really having this problem, Tarun. I suggest uninstalling Adobe XD completely and then reinstalling Adobe XD and trying this out. If that doesn't help, you will have to go to the forums. You can ask this question on either Facebook, the design forums, or you can go to the Adobe XD official forums. I'm on that as well. Just check out Adobe XD forum on Google if this doesn't work. Hopefully this will work out for you. The next question is from Vineet Kumar. Hi, Vineet. Is degree required for getting into UX field? I have seen in many companies they ask for HCI or psychology degree. Okay, Vineet, this is a huge problem, especially in our country, which is India. A huge problem that we're facing right now is, uh, you know, if you want to get into UX field, start by not by just getting certain certificates. So there are, again, as Akash said earlier, Interaction Design Foundation has certificate courses. They're much cheaper than an actual degree. They take much less time, and they're recognized in most. I think 99.9% startups will recognize it. Some big companies also will recognize it. The big companies will require for you to have a good understanding and a good portfolio. So if you're able to do those two things, have a good portfolio and have a good understanding of the design and may possibly have a certificate, you won't need a degree. I have done everything on my own without a degree. I'm self learned. But if you want, you can go ahead for a degree. I suggest not to spend lakhs of rupees on degrees. Just go for, spend a couple of thousand rupees on certain very good certificate courses. Okay, so there's some new people over here, so that's good. Um, So somebody, Razib, I hope, hi, first of all, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Razib. I hope I can answer this question. What is product design? So product design, based on my vast understanding, is product design is basically a product designer is able to take a call on what features a product will have. A product designer is closely related and closely linked with the product management team who decide what the product will is or will be, and you can make decisions based on that. Product designer has a different role in different companies. For example, a product designer in a startup might just mean a UX designer. There are a lot of terms used in a lot of companies without a basic understanding. But product design is basically, and product design can also be, apart from UX design, it can also be on an actual physical product. So it's a vast term. It's not used as often. Um, if you're into user experience, you'll just give yourself the name of user experience designer. Product designer is someone who designs the product from an early stage as well. So if a product doesn't have, you don't even know what the product's features are, product designer can help you with that. A UX designer will often not do that. So hi Om. So Om vlogs. Check out his channel. He does some stuff as well. So that's pretty cool. Hi Om. So the next question is from Nivesh Birangal. I'm sorry, my pronunciations with some names are not correct, but Nivesh, I know that's the correct pronunciation. How is UI UX design specialization from CalArts by Coursera? See, so Nivesh, this is a very good question. Um, so, uh, so it's a very good question. First of all, let me answer the first part of the question. How is UX UI design specialization? Again, Coursera provides more certified courses and nano degrees. They're not like proper design degrees which you go to a college physically. It's more like a distance learning kind of a situation where and you get a certificate or a nano degree at the end of the course. I think good courses, I think, are you have Interaction Design Foundation here in India. You have Design Board. So I understand you're in India, and Design Board is a great company which has, I might be doing a talk at Design Board. It's not sure, but I might be doing a talk at Design Board soon. So um, that's something you can try. Design Board has good certified courses. However, if you are able to afford Coursera, Coursera has some very good certificates and very good, very standardized courses. So go ahead if you can afford Coursera, go ahead. Otherwise, if you think it's too much money, I skipped it personally. I was going to do a Coursera foundation kind of design course. I skipped it. So it's all up to you based on how much you can afford. If you can afford it, go ahead. Okay, so okay, life hack. It's free. Okay, so if it's free, go ahead, man. I think it's great to learn. And if you're a beginner, starting learning anywhere is good. If you're a beginner, all right. Um, Okay, so Tarun Sharma has a huge problem. Anybody in this group who is able to answer Tarun's a question, because um, it's not something I've never experienced. If somebody has experienced Tarun's problem, please reply and help him out. Okay. So first of all, before I answer any questions, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and use this UI kit from Adobe XD. So again, wires mobile. Let's just do mobile right now. And I'll open it up in XD. And as you can see, wires mobile 2019 is recent. Okay, so if I go to the assets panel, hopefully, okay, all these assets are there. So with wireframes, what you want to do is have very basic designs. As you can see here, there is absolutely no, design shadows. This is called what we call in the industry lo-fi or low fidelity design, which basically means there are no there's very basic standardized color. Mostly it's gray, or like here they've used like a blue and another shade of blue, and just very basic buttons and components. Sometimes there aren't even these shapes, but Adobe XD has been kind enough to provide all the shapes, a basic setup, and we're going to use this today to create our own wireframes, right? So I'm going to open a new document. I'll say Control New or Command New, Command N. I'll just start with an iPhone 6 screen, which is a standard screen. It should open up now. Okay, so by the way, hi to the new people. Hi, I'm a developer. Hi, Mahindra Bhairi. I hope that's the right pronunciation. Hi, Anuj. So those are the new people who've joined. That's pretty cool. Somebody's watch your videos. Okay. Okay. So and also hi 808 Squad. Tell me your name, man. I want to know everybody's real names. So somebody's asked me. Okay, so how do you use animations in Adobe XD? The only way you can animate in Adobe XD right now is through auto animate, and anything outside, for example, a GIF or an MP4 cannot be imported inside XD. So that's a huge issue that a lot of people have. I would want you guys to see another tool called Figma, and Figma is awesome because it allows you to add actual GIF files or GIF, whatever you want to pronounce it as, actual GIF files inside your prototypes. So XD, that's something missing with XD. I will be doing a video soon, Adobe XD against Figma, and we'll see how that works out for us. So try Figma if you want animations or GIFs inside a prototype. You can export from Adobe XD into Figma. That's easy, and just add GIFs inside Figma. That'll make your life easier. So I'm a developer. Oh, you can go to FreePick and download things in this drag and drop. That's also pretty cool. FreePick is a great website, by the way. Okay, so hi, welcome Sonder. I hope that's the right pronunciation. Sounder. I don't know, man. Just correct me if I'm wrong. So Sonder, difference between UX and UI. By the way, UX and UI are often clubbed together because often a UX designer has a good understanding of visual design as well. Often that's not the other way around. UI designer might not know a good UX. So UX is understanding what the user wants, knowing what he likes or doesn't like, and based on that research, then building a flow, building how the app will work, uh, knowing how from which problems to solve is UX design. UI design is basically all the visuals, the placement, everything, the prototyping, everything comes under UI design. So basically, what you see on the screen is UI. The thought process that went into that design is UX. That's a very basic explanation. So again, UX versus UI has some very good articles on Medium. Um, I suggest UX Planet's article, which is what is UI versus UX design. The Make Design, it's pretty cool. And they've basically explained everything in detail and how they even work together. So this is pretty cool, crucial. Again, so try this out. It's a free article. Go ahead and read it. I'll probably give some links in the actual video. Okay, so 808 Squad. I'm sorry if I missed your question. So 808 Squad is his name is Piero. Hi Piero. So I've watched your videos and I want you to show how you link a design to code, index HTML. Also show basics of InDesign. I think ID is InDesign. Okay, so first of all, if you want to convert anything to code, I suggest getting a plugin in XD and then learning how to code from there. So there are a lot of plugins for XD which allow you to export. Most are paid. By the way, do you guys want to see soon another another plugins video on my channel? You know, there's so many new plugins which have been introduced. I'd love for you guys to know about it. Okay, so Piero, I will answer your question now. If you go and search here, web, and there's something called web export. Some people have not been able to see this. I don't know why. There's a huge problem with this plugin, but you can do that. Or if you want to have a paid service, Yotaco is good. Yotaco can export for Android and iOS as well. So that was pretty cool. And web export can do that. Another thing that if you're in a team where a developer wants code for the elements, best is to use Zeppelin. Zeppelin provides basic code. If you can export directly from Adobe XD, there's an extension. If you go to Adobe XD, you go to File, Export, you see here, there are After Effects, Kite, ProtoPie, Simply. There will be a Zeppelin if you install Zeppelin as well, right? And it provides you all the basic code, spacing, colors. Here, see how the code is appearing here. So basic things it provides. So if you want just basic code, Zeppelin is great. Otherwise, there are these plugins available in XD. Okay, so that was Piero's question. Next question, let's take, whose question should we take? It's confusing. Okay, InVision Studio plus Rotato, best combination. You should check their website for mockups. By the way, okay, Nivesh, a lot of people have been complaining that there's no Rotato or Rotato for Windows. By the way, there's something out which is exactly the same as Rotato and it's free of cost for both Mac and Windows. And I'll be doing a video tomorrow, by the way, for that. So everybody stay tuned for a mockups video tomorrow. How to create amazing mockups. That's coming up tomorrow. Just a spoiler for all the people who are in the chat right now. Okay. So the next question, Om. So Om had asked a question, Sketch versus Adobe XD versus Figma, which one? this is a huge uh, huge battle. I use in the office because there are so many people working on Sketch. I use Sketch. Personally, I use Adobe XD for my smaller projects as well as for you know things like my tutorials, animations, prototype. Adobe XD is great. Figma is like an overall tool. It's good with prototyping and it's also good with UI design. Um, but there are some things missing, like auto animate isn't there in Figma. So it's a huge battle. There's no one software which can do it all. There's InVision Studio, but very few people actually use that. So I'm not biased in this situation. Um, uh, Suggest some good mock-up sites. So Sonder, you'll have to wait for tomorrow. There's a cool video coming up. Um, Rotato is for 3D mockups. Yes, Windows will have that very soon. Tomorrow, actually, I'm coming up. I'm with a video which will show Rotato. If everybody knows what Rotato is, it has 3D mockups, animated 3D mockups. So that's the same thing I'm going to do tomorrow for Windows and for even web. How to create hover effects, Preetham, hover effects in XD, not possible yet. I've tried a lot of workarounds, nothing works. For that, Figma has hover effect animations. So go check out Figma, it's free and you can use it on your desktop. So you can actually have all the entire software um, uh, on your actual browser. So if you go to figma.com, you can check out their stuff. It's free of cost. Go check it out. So let's first of all, wireframing is the one of the first steps in user interface design, not in UX but in UI. So for wireframing, I've already have this, and what I'm going to do is um, we've opened this up, Wires Mobile 2019, and this has been hopefully will be saved. So I'll just save it over the cloud, save it. Just go ahead and save it. And when you come back to the other artboard, where's my other artboard? Empty artboard. You can just add assets here. I'll just click on this add and I'll say copy of wires, which was my original document, and everything gets copied. So all my elements are here. So let's try and replicate a design from Dribble, right? Let's take a look at what we have on Dribble and we'll try to replicate it as a wireframe just to see how wireframing works. Just reverse engineering designs here. So what is latest design trend in UI UX design? From music playlist. What's your name, man? Okay, latest design trend in UI UX is a lot of depth being used with the same color shadows. That's something. Same color shadows here. A lot of depth here. And gradients, certain gradients like this, lighter gradients are in trend as well. Obviously, there are some things in trend such as these big buttons. See these big giant buttons which take you to the next page. That's in trend. A lot of designers are using these bigger floating buttons. Something else in trend, I'd say, is these high fidelity, high fidelity kind of backgrounds. Mike from Creative Mints, he's a great dribbler. Follow him. There's a lot of followers, by the way. And he has these background images, these three-dimensional high fidelity background images that he uses. That's in trend. Using 3D kind of backgrounds like this, that's kind of in trend right now. And also using illustrations for communicating design. Illustrations like this, which communicates a design, like what we see here. So he's pointing towards the location, hence it's for a location. So again, using complex or simple illustrations for for displaying something on your website or for communicating something. That's just some of the trends. Again, if you want, go to Medium. Medium is a great tool. just say design trends 2019, and you'll get some on Medium at least. As you can see, even uh, Adobe has graphic design trends and UI design trends. Check it out. So let's download some design. What I'm going to do is I'm going to download one of mine so that nobody puts a copyright on this. Okay, so here are some of my designs, new, old. Yeah. So what we'll do is take a login form like this. And what we'll do is download it, right click and just save image. And I'm going to save this and open XD. And what I'll do is copy this right next to this so I can see it live when I'm actually designing, right? So just put it right next to this. Perfect. So okay, I'll answer one more question right now. So use Font Awesome. Yeah, I would, but Font Awesome is great for, I think, for web fonts. I love Font Awesome for that. I've not really used that for SVGs or anything. But again, Font Awesome is great. Okay, so another user has come up. So welcome Subhajit Majumdar. Do you think new MacBook Pro 13-inch 1.4 GHz i5 machine is good for designing and run Adobe other software? By the way, Subhajit, I am using a similar machine for streaming this video. Um, I have two laptops and one Mac, which is the 5K Mac. So I use a smaller, simpler laptop. So it's great for Adobe XD. I'm doing everything here. It's pretty smooth. Hi, Seth. Utsav is another one of my earlier subscribers. Hi, Utsav, OG. Aryan, welcome. Have you tried InVision Studio? Yes, I have for a short time. InVision Studio is another creative tool which you can use for both designing UI as well as prototyping. Prototyping is great. Again, this is not InVision Studio. Why am I here? Where is InVision Studio? Wait, InVision Studio. So the InVision app is different from InVision Studio. This is InVision Studio. Here you go. So for those who don't know what InVision Studio is, it's something like Adobe XD, but has a lot of features like Sketch, and also allows you to do a lot of advanced animations, which you can do originally in Principle. Principle is another prototyping tool, another animation tool for making some complex animations for your mockups. So both available for Windows and Mac. I suggest if your team or if people around you are using this, go ahead. But very few teams are actually using this tool full time. Normal InVision app is used a lot. So InVision Studio, pretty cool, but a lot of features were missing when I first started using it. Okay, so the next question is Figma tutorial. I will be bringing that very soon, very soon. Which font is best for designing UI? So again, Bhargav, Parmar Bhargav, great to meet you, by the way. The best font for designing UI, there are a lot, by the way. There are a lot of fonts which you can use. I personally prefer a font. Let me just show you the fonts which I use often. I prefer Cerebri Sans. It's very simple. Just this. It's very simple. It's very clean. So Cerebri Sans, as you can see, it's very clean. The height of each of these letters is just the right amount of height. There's not a lot of difference between the highest point here and the lowest point here. So that's something that I really look at, is there shouldn't be like a lot of there's one letter which is really big or is really tall and the other letter is small. I don't try and do that. So basically Cerebri Sans, another font that I use, which is often used, a lot of projects use it. What was it? It's called Gotham. Yeah, just like Batman Gotham. Here you go. Gotham. I don't have the normal font right now installed, but again, you can make out it's very clean, very similar to Siribi Sans, but it has these squared out, points, not these rounded ones. Again, Gotham is another cool font. Another cool font that I've started to use is IBM Plex, not Mono, but IBM Plex Sans. Again, very structured. So if you have like a project which has a lot of structure and a lot of rigidity to it, I think this is one of those fonts you want to use. A good display font would be, I hope I've installed it on this machine. No, I haven't. But a lot of other fonts are there. Lato is there. Lato is really good for, or Lato, Lato, whatever you want to pronounce it as. Lato is very good. Lato is often used in a lot of projects, and it's also a great font if you want to use it on your website because it's free of cost and it doesn't have a lot of licensing involved. Okay, so next, okay, let me answer a few more questions and we'll start designing a little bit and then we'll end the whole live chat. Can we expect a zero to hero design crash course in Adobe XD? Nishant Prabhu. Nishant, okay, it is a little tricky. A design crash course. Once my channel grows to, okay, I'm going to make everybody a promise here. Once my channel reaches 10,000 subscribers, I'll start making a free of cost UI design, full-fledged UI design from basics to, industrial based design course in Adobe XD, or maybe use another software. We'll see after I reach 10,000 subscribers. So share this live session, guys. You know what? I'm going to share this live right now on my channel. Let's see if I can do that. Can I share this live on the channel? Unfortunately, we can't, but that's fine. Let me come back to my chat. Welcome, Raj. Okay, so I will, after 10,000 subscribers, again, I promised you guys, do a full-fledged design course for free. So, hi, David. Welcome to the chat. How did you do and learn UI UX design? From where did I? Okay, so I started off from a website called, I was very, very basic, and I was actually starting off with web design. So I started off with treehouse.com. No, not treehouse.com, teamtreehouse.com. So Team Treehouse, a great website, has some very good free courses, has a 7-day trial, and it's not very expensive. And it also has nano degrees. So again, it has CSS courses and Android and everything. It also has a design course. So if you want a really good course, free of cost, try it out. It has design courses as well. And it also has like tech degrees. So if you want nano degrees, again, I started off from this website. I still remember this site. I still love it. I still suggest it. Started off here, I started experiment with web design a lot. For a long time, I didn't do any courses. I then went on to Lynda and started doing very small courses, lynda.com or LinkedIn Learning nowadays. I've also done something on Udacity, I think, yeah. I did something on Udacity. I'll just show you guys what I did. It was a basic course when I was like a basic designer. It was either Udacity or it was Udemy, either one of those. I can't remember. So, okay, so no, let me just search quickly. I'm forgetting. Okay, so there are some good product design, UX design courses on Udacity. Check these out. I started initially intro to the design of everyday things. This is a great course. It's free, man. Like there's some free, really good free courses here. So again, Google design and everything is also covered. In collaboration with Google, there's a product design course. Try this out, Udacity. You're welcome. So, okay, so Simran or Shikarthi, she has a channel, by the way. Go check her channel out. She's a good illustrator, really good illustrator. I'm an illustrator, but I still want to try UX design. Is that even possible? Okay, so anybody who's in the creative field will be able to quickly, just um, yeah, you know, uh, shift to UI UX. How does he do that? How does he or she do that? Start from these basic courses like what I'm showing it to you on Udacity. Once you get like a little taste of it, once you get a taste of design, UI UX design, or product design for that matter, you'll be able to understand it much better. Once you do that, uh, if you're an illustrator, I'd like you to use certain illustrations for your advantage. A lot of illustrator, like for example, this illustration can easily be used on a website. So use your illustration skills along with your user illustration skills along with your UI UX design skills, and it'll work out for you. You can shift from any design. I shifted from web design into UX design. You guys can shift from illustrators to UX design as well. All you need to have is a good understanding of the user. And if you're an illustrator, there's a high chance you have a good understanding of what the user requires. That's all you need to do for UX design. UI design will require some time to learn if you're in another field of design. For example, you will have to know basics of HCI, or you'll have to know basics of human interaction. So human so, or maybe material design. Just go check out material design, learn how things work there, how everything is placed. You can learn from material design as well. You can go just search for Apple design if you don't know what, uh, you know, human interface guidelines is. Human interface guidelines is another standard for UI design and UX design as well. Just check out what they have, all the resources, and all these wireframes, and start learning how things are done, how visual design is done, how layouts are made, how grids are formed, things like that. Once you're on that path, you just do other courses from Udacity, Linda, and start building a portfolio. Again, it'll take time, but it's worth the struggle. I hope I answered the question. David, thanks for the tips. I've done a course in UX and looking to implement UI and sharpen UX, so this is really helpful. Really appreciate your videos. Thanks, man, everybody. Thank you who's appreciating my videos. I appreciate your appreciation. Also, drop a like on this live stream, man. More likes means more appreciation. Okay. Um, uh, yeah, I will save this stream on my channel. Puneet, please show all your small tools like Rotato, etc. There are so many small tools we don't know about. Some tools that I use, I'm a developer. I use Origami Studio for prototyping if I require advanced prototyping, because it has some things like, doing like booleans, or using like situations. It's like you can code for design. So I use Origami Studio often for that. For managing my designs, there's a lot of stuff is not here on this laptop. This is my personal laptop and not my work laptop. I use Evernote to make notes. So for example, I want to make notes in business and design. I'll just shift to that, and I'll just start writing problems. Okay, what is a problem for, say, a weather application? One problem is I can't see whether to take my raincoat or umbrella. And if that's a problem that a user is facing, I'll try to fix that. I'll try to incorporate maybe a little icon or a little message to actually allow them to understand that. Again, these are the little tools which will help you. Mood boarding, and for like a dream board, a mood board, great is, I think, I'm forgetting the name, but if I just type mood boarding, it'll just come up. It's so famous. Milanote, yeah. Milanote, again, I hope they sponsored me, but it's not sponsored. Milanote, the ultimate mood board maker. You just place illustrations, ideas, text, anything that you want, animations, anything that you want to take inspiration from, and just write it in here and you'll be able to mood board. That's very like a little tool that I used. Now I'm not using that. I'm using that at work. Of course, Adobe XD is there. Um, Color Slurp. This is for Mac only, but there are other tools which you can use on Windows just to pick up these colors. That's a funny sound. It actually makes a slurp sound like this. So that's pretty cool. So if you're on Mac, use this color slurp tool. Um, why don't you have a WhatsApp community with your subscribers? I like to keep my number private, man. So I just don't have a WhatsApp community. I'm active on Facebook. Go to Facebook. You'll be able to check out my community there as well. Okay, so Mila Note Free is also good for start. Yeah. Is Figma a good alternative for Origami Studio? Is it available for Mac or is Mila Note worth the money? So Mila Note might not be completely worth the money. There are other tools, like there's OneNote from Microsoft that's free of cost for what I know. So try that first. Figma is good because you can use it on any device on any platform. But Rahul, if you want a good tool, Origami is only for Mac. Try Figma. Figma also has similar, features like you can view your designs on an actual device on the screen, and it has a very good way of doing prototypes. So again, Figma is good. If you have a Mac, try Origami Studio once. I'm not saying it's the best, but so that's your answer. Aryan Tanwar, okay, you should do a design challenge. It's gonna be fun. Okay, I'm gonna do a design challenge very soon. Uh, as simple as that. Website portfolio Behance. I have a Behance as well. It doesn't have a lot of my portfolio like the one I'm doing at work, because a lot of my designs, which are, I'm doing at work, I can't legally put them online. So again, Puneet, I think this should bring it up. Yeah, Puneet Chawla. I have my little portfolio on Behance right here. It has all my designs, my small as well as my bigger designs, what I've done. All my screens and everything, and GIFs and animation as well. This is one which brought a lot of attention, was water tracker app design, which I did a while back. It also has, and most of these designs I've done with Adobe XD. So kudos to XD. So that's my portfolio. Again, let's come back to our design toolkit. Okay, so I'm quickly going to wireframe this. And for this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in input fields. So bring in a basic layout like this. Just increase the size, god damn it. Why it's not big enough, I don't know. As you can see, a basic layout we have done and ready, right? Because this is a wireframe, we don't really have to focus a lot on how it looks. This again, a layout, I can just make it a border, rather than having anything here. And we can just make sure what we place in here is there. Let's just delete this because it won't work for us right now. We need, okay, some things we'll need is an input field. So we can just search for an input field from here. Input. Here you go. A basic input field has been imported. That was very easy. Since we're using a UI kit for this wireframe, we won't have to have everything here. So we have these fields and we just place this alongside here. So just making a very basic design right now, nothing crazy, nothing very good looking. So a very basic design, we can give placeholders here. One thing that I've learned through my experience is having a label is important. So let's give a quick label here, right? Especially for mobile. So, email ID like this. Let's just place it over here. You can place it right here in the middle as well. Again, this is something which is just a wireframe, so we're not having to place everything in accordance to how much spacing we have or Again, wireframes can be good looking and it can be shitty like this. But I'm just doing a quick wireframe to show you how a wireframe will look. You know. Okay, so Gurpreet Grewal, welcome to the chat. Gurpreet, um, ask me anything. Okay, what about website? Sam, I am trying to work on a website, but if anybody wants to work on my website for free, go ahead, man. Like that'll be awesome. But right now, I don't really have the kind of bandwidth in my schedule to be able to do that. Right? I hope everything is working fine. Live session right now. Maybe because of the internet using okay, but it's not being able to stream to YouTube. Why? It's been an hour. Wow. Okay. Okay. It's trying to stream back. Put stream back here. Oh God. यहाँ से नहीं हुआ. Okay. So stream is live, but it's not like there's some issues with Wirecast, so I can't really stream too much right now. It's trying to bring everything back online. Hopefully, the internet should start working again. Right? Okay, Om Vlogs, Google Event Speaker, how Adobe Achievement Awards, how? Okay, I don't know if that's an insult. Um, I don't know, but how I did it was very simple. I basically approached Google myself. Best way to be able to speak at an event, if there's an event, there will be call for papers or call for speakers, and approach them yourself. And after once you do one or two talks, they'll invite you. I was invited to Punjab University. One of my dear followers actually asked me to come to Punjab University. So if you want me to talk somewhere, I'm ready always. um, okay, so really cool and very helpful videos. Manandir, how are you? As a spine designer, we often struggle to generate innovative ideas. How do you come up with cool ideas and actually invent something? Okay, so for cool ideas, what I do is I go to, say, a tool like Evernote, and I start noting down what I want in that particular application. So let's just say I want to create a weather app, basic weather app, done. Um, what are the features that I would like to have? How do I come up with those features? I'm going to explain my design process right now. So for people who are online, focus right now because this is crucial. What is my design process? First, I do something. I'll just quickly open links so that you guys know there are resources you can read from. So Manandar has asked a very good question. Um, Rather than looking at Dribble or Behance, these are cool resources to get inspiration from. But often, what we tend to do, even I've done this, is we often copy a lot of stuff. Our brain just registers that as our own ideas. So rather than doing that, I suggest making your own designs from scratch. Create a basic wireframe like what Adobe has for us. It has these wireframes so that your design part is covered. Uh, okay, so Aryan Tanwar has suggested a very good book. It's called Steal Like an Artist. I haven't read it yet, but I've heard a lot about it. Steal Like an Artist. And again, I don't suggest stealing, but steal like an artist. Austin Kleon, it's very good. Austin Kleon. It's a very good book. A lot of UI designers also recommend this. As you can see, Jesse has done it. By the way, towards the end of the year, maybe a collaboration with Jesse. We are having some talk, so let's see. Um, Again, rather than using Dribble and all that, what I do is first do some mood boarding. So I get ideas from that. Rather than doing Dribble or Behance, um, go to Evernote. First of all, I try to understand a problem. So, what are the problems that a weather app may have? What are the problems that people might have while trying to see the weather or check the weather out? You know, so I first do that. I look at other weather apps, um, which could be for any device, and I try to see what a good weather app has to have and what might be lacking in that weather app, and I try to solve those problems. Once I have noted down all the problems, before I get into the solution, I also do a little bit of what is called is persona mapping. Persona mapping has a lot of articles on that online. Um, why and how to use creative. Okay, so how to create a buyer persona map, persona mapping, slide share. There are a lot of tools online. Persona mapping for UX design you should check out for UX design. And I do persona mapping. So I check out one person who is the ideal user. So I'll just open this image. So again, this is our ideal user, right? What is the task that this ideal user is trying to achieve? What are the influences? So, for example, if you want to make an e-commerce website, right? What, um, how will the people influence that the person will get to that e-commerce website, right? So, what people, things, or places may influence how the user acts. So, if somebody has advised me to buy, say, a phone from Amazon, I will go to the Amazon website and I will have a thought process of buying. Since somebody recommended me that phone from Amazon, I'll buy from Amazon, and that will influence my usage of Amazon, right? Rather than browsing through Amazon, I might just go to the product page through Google. So my entry point will be Google. Again, there's so many influences that are there. Overall goal. What is the ultimate goal of that user? And tasks is basically what are the tasks that the person will do to fulfill that goal. Pain points. What are the problems being faced during the usage of that app? Um, and what are the problems that that you as a UX designer want to overcome for that user? What are the feelings? How does the user feel about the experience? What are uh, you know what matters to them? For some people, say in an e-commerce website like Amazon, for a person like me, I would like to see things like mobiles like this, or technology, or maybe even movies because I use Prime Video. I should be able to get movies here as well. That's pretty cool. So again, all this is personalization for your user, which a UX designer does. So persona mapping really helps you out. Once you have this persona map ready, then you can underline all the problems, see what problems are crucial, and try to take out good solutions for it. You can take out solutions through actually designing those solutions, or you can take out solutions by creating hypothetical situations. Sometimes user research comes in here. So if you want to get real user data before actually doing all of this, user research is important. Uh, User research, a lot of times if you're um, you know if you have a product team, a separate product team, they will help you do the user research. So you don't really have to worry about that, right? And what is user research? Interaction Design Foundation has an article on this. It's pretty cool. So read through what user research is. Once you do user research, all these problems, you'll understand what real life problems are, and you'll find real life solutions. Perfect. UX design, that's done. Then you do your UI design. What I do next is pick up wireframes like this, make wireframes like this, and then start putting colors into it, or start stylizing all of this, and start actually making components which are required, or any additional components here in a high fidelity design then. So that's kind of like my UI design or UX design process. Okay, so Ritu Kaushik, How to find your purpose in life? That is such a deep question. So, you could have asked me, does God exist? Any other question like that, but that's a very tricky question. How to find your purpose in life? One thing, Ritu, the best way is to, um, by the way, Ritu Kaushik is a personal, uh, you know, she knows me, so but I'm just referring to her as Ritu right now. Is best way to find a purpose in life is for experiment and fail. This is something I'll recommend to everyone. Let me type this out on Google. Experiment and fail in capitals. Often what we do is we get stuck in this zone of not understanding something and just being in our comfort zone. But experimenting and failing makes you understand what you're good at, what you can do, what you can achieve, and what you can't achieve. And then you can figure out what you really want in life. So if you're a designer, you can do that. Start experimenting and failing. Make some bad designs, learn from them, and then make some really good designs from that learning. Again, as I was explaining in UI and UX design, with creating problems, once you fail, you'll know what problems there are. That's perfect. So experiment and fail. Make a list on Evernote what problems you have or where you are failing. Then find solutions to those, to those failing points or to those problems. Experiment and fail. I think that's how you find the purpose of life. I think that's how you really learn. Okay, so Galactic Puma, it's a very interesting name, is asking, how can I export my XD prototype to Android Studio and publish an app? Wow, that's tricky. So the thing is, XD is great for designing prototypes, but developing a prototype is to be done by the developer himself. You will have to have knowledge of Android development to publish an app. One tool that I was talking about, there's some pay. So, um, hope to use, and it's able to convert a lot of your stuff into Objective C, Swift, and having a good understanding of Android is important. So, Galactic Puma, I hope I answered your, um, question. Om Vlogs is asking me a question. Okay, so before that, Sam is asking me a question. How much do you earn from YouTube? Okay, Sam, quick answer. One thing I can't do is, I'm not sure if I can tell you how much I earn from YouTube, but it's not enough for me to shift to YouTube full time. It's it's 1/10, less than 1/10 of my earnings from my actual job, which I have in my design team. So it's very less as compared to my salary, but it's like a decent pocket money, as you can see. Um, so Sonder asked, do you conduct workshops? Right now, no, but I will be doing one soon with Design Boat. Do you have a Discord Slack server? Not yet, maybe soon. Om Vlogs is asking something. Let me get back to him. Um, how do you design such high fidelity background that you have shown on Dribble? Okay, for backgrounds, you know, for high fidelity backgrounds like gradients, and you use images and stuff like that, great tool, Johnny Vino. If you know who Johnny Vino is, it's cool. Otherwise, he's a very popular designer on Dribble. He's a very well-known designer. Johnny Vino has, we're in touch, not really in touch, but we do interact on Twitter sometimes. I've featured him in one of my videos as well. He has a website. He's one of his websites. I'm forgetting what website that is. Let me just pull up Johnny Vino and just search for him on Dribble. So that's his first. Okay. So he did explain a tool that he uses for these gradients and shadows and everything. which he and some other developer has created on their own. And let me take you there. Let me take you to that website. But where has he explained it? That's the problem. Um, Let me check out my notes. No, it won't be here. Okay. Let me check my notes out. Right. Wishlist, research papers, mock-up tools. Oops, this is for tomorrow's. I can't show you that. uh, Wired article. Okay, so I can't really find it right now um, in all of my notes. No, I can't really do that right now. But he does have a cool website where if somebody remembers that tool, or if somebody um, Johnny Ive, by the way, Johnny Ive left Apple. It's so sad. On Instagram, Gurpreet, I'm not on Instagram, man. Sorry. How much from design team? Again, I can't tell you that. I'm legally obliged. Just search UI mockups, and you can find a lot of these UI mockups. But um, okay, so what I do is I generally create everything on XD. So I use gradients and images and stuff like that, right? UIgradients.com is great for finding those gradients, which you can find, for high fidelity mockups. Music playlist asked me a question. Where is music? So universal principle of design is best for learning UI. Okay, let's open universal principle for design, and I'll show you what it is. Universal principle of design. Okay, again, this has been explained in a book, revised and updated. There's another book called The Design of Everyday Things, somewhat similar but very different as well at the same time. Again, universal design principles of design will tell you a bigger picture of design. So product design, UX design will cover everything, but you won't really learn the crusts of what the industry wants. For that, I recommend reading maybe The Design of Everyday Things or Human Interface Guidelines by Apple and things like that, rather than there are other books as well, design sprints, there's other stuff. But if you want to get a good knowledge of design, that book is great, but other specific books are there for that as well. Um, okay, so um, okay, so that was, as I said, no, maybe 15 more minutes. So that was my time with you guys, and I loved this live chat. There were a lot of people who asked me different kinds of questions. My Indian people were here because, again, it's India's time right now. Um, so I hope I've able to answer most questions for you guys. Um, I will be doing a live chat maybe once in 2-3 months. Um, I'll be doing a cool video tomorrow, so be there on time. And again, thank you everyone for coming to this live session, taking out time to actually be here. I'm sorry, there are certain questions which I couldn't answer because they have long answers, and that's all the time I had with you guys. It's been more than an hour. So, sorry, Bhargav, you'll have to wait for the next live session, or you can go ahead. You guys can ask me all these questions. Just tweet at me, twitter.com/PuneethWeb. I think that's my handle. Puneeth Web is my handle, and I also do marathon running, by the way. So I put everything here. I put all my experiments, everything on XD, and you can ask me questions on here as well, right? Um, so ask me all these remaining questions on Twitter, and I will see you in tomorrow's video, by the way. Hope you have had a great time in this live chat, and God bless you all. I'll see you in the next live session. Bye bye.